Hey everyone, it's Lenny here with Literary Gladiators. On to book 5 of the Dark Tower series by Stephen King. This book is called Wolves of the Calla. This is another, again, good, pretty solid story within the Dark Tower series. Probably my, it's probably my fourth favorite, which I guess doesn't sound that good, but there's out of 7 books. It's just, again, the series starts off pretty strong in my opinion and does kind of sink a little bit, especially towards this point. And this, I'm pretty sure, was right after Stephen King's accident. There's a whole story there, which we're not going to go into because we're going to talk about the actual book instead. The Wolves of the Calla basically is, I mean, this is, this is where things start getting a little complicated, a little bit more meta. So, and that's like, that's probably why I feel it's kind of sunk a little. But it's also kind of cool because this is the book where we really see Roland doing his job as a gunslinger. Again, basically like a knight of the round table in a way. And you really get to see how he was respected by the people of his world. So it's kind of interesting seeing that side of Roland more so. We got kind of a bit of it of this kind of diplomacy within Wastelands when he met the Village of Elders, but now we really see it. We see the respect he gets. We see how he runs, and that it's like his duty to help these people. So in a way, it's almost like a stop on the main story. And it's kind of like a side quest if we were playing a video game, I guess, but at the same time, it's being introduced even further into Roland's world, and that's what makes this book so good, in my opinion. So the basic story is it's kind of a setup like the Magnificent Seven or hell, the Three Amigos, where Roland and his quartet. Again, we got Roland, we have Eddie, Jake, Susanna, and Oy, the Billy Bumbler. So they end up in this town, the Calla, and they're the town is basically every 20, I want to say 27 or 28 years. It's similar to it, where like 27, 28 years, these wolves come and they're kind of wolf humanoids, and they come and they take children. And there's always twins in this town. So they take one twin and they take him away. And then when the twins come back, because they don't die, but they come back, they call them Runt. And it's like they come back and they grow into giants, and their mental capacities aren't there anymore, and that's what these people are going through. So Roland and his quartet come in, and they have to basically save the day. And there's some twists in there, a little bit of turns. Some of it you see right from the start, but this is now where Stephen King really heavily leans into pop culture. Just throwing it out there. If you like Harry Potter, check this out. You know, and you get some stuff from the comics from uh, basically pop culture is it's heavy in this. You also get to, if you're a Stephen King fan and you've read his books, and maybe a lot of people for some reason when they read Stephen King, the Dark Tower series kind of falls under their radar. But if you read all his books, there's a character that I know I wondered about after I read the book Salem's Lot. So there is a character who comes back. I'm not going to spoil it, even though I think the book cover does actually spoil it. I'm not going to spoil it. So there is a character who comes back who I always wondered what happened to after he left Salem's Lot, and we get his story now, and he becomes kind of an important part of this story. So it's kind of cool, and that's always been one of my favorite things about this series is Stephen King starting to, he didn't do it initially, but when he starts to really push all his worlds into this, because everything serves the beam, and if you've been reading along, you get that. All right, so that was Wolves of the Calla. I definitely, again, if you made it this far, you should keep on going. There are only 2 books left in this series. they're they're okay. They're okay. But obviously, if you made it this far, you have to keep going. So with that, have a great day, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.